It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mic, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dododo. Maiyegun diary.
Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live, and please let me know what the audio, sounds like, and if we are having issue with the audio and the video as you're watching this, I want to take note of it before we get started. So, good evening.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary Politico. Godfatherism.
Thank you so much for joining me then. Now you can share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun is live.
Ani Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ dododo. Maiyegun diary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ani ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ani ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
I hope Facebook will one day allow my followers to receive notification that Maiyegun is live. But for those of you who have received the notification, share it if they will allow you to. On Facebook.
And yes, right. DJ Badie. And yes, right. Presido Barufio. And yes, right.
Take your time as well to read the caption of the broadcast, the body, which is the description of the broadcast as well. And you can make your own contribution accordingly. Yes, you can, either by commenting your disagreement or agreement, or by phoning in as well to tell us what you think about what is going on. Today, I want to take you through the theory of reverse psychology, brainwashing, gaslighting, and what it takes to see through every Nigerian that we are going to refer to in this broadcast as the Nigerianists. The hypocrisy, the lies that are the ingredients of this breakup and tearing apart that you are witnessing today, and how much they are fueling it, and how much they are also going to escalate it as their desperation for who will control Nigeria if Boko Haram is going to hand over power to them. I don't want you to get railroaded into the charade without understanding it better. There are those who have made their choices. In fact, they are going to be the basis for my explanation today, or my analysis, as whatever you like to put it as. When I tell you that Nigeria and Nigerians are so divided as it is evident in the way and the position of the country today. Some will tell you, no, it's not that. No, it's not that. It's the leadership problem. It's that one problem. No. We know. We have diagnosed the problems of Nigeria. And at this point, the ideal thing is to possibly clear it enough that those who are giving excuses, either based on ignorance or pretty much like out of complicity in the whole charade, we can make it clearer, or I would do my best to make that clearer today, rather. How? If you want to know those who hate Nigeria more and those who hate Nigerians more, they are no other people than the one Nigerianist. Because, yeah, we're still all Nigerians. Give me a sec. I've got a disturbing fly in my room. It's going to keep distracting me, but I'm sorry. I will be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll still come to that. When you meet an average Nigerian, they will tell you this kind of, or make an impression of one country. We are all one. Although we have our differences, we have our challenges, but hey, leadership is the problem. Oh, the religion is the problem. Oh, it is all this tribal, wherever is the problem. They can tell you all of that, but they will never tell you how they are also part of that problem through the social conditioning which many of us pass through. When you meet an average Nigerian, and I mean, if you really meet them in their element, when they want to really be sincere, then you will see through the the division powered by the biases that we have towards ourselves. I'm a Yoruba man. And then I have here other Nigerians who are watching me right now. They will tell you about how Nigeria is one great, this, blah, 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 blah. But if you want to know better, it is when they are having an election. One Nigerianist who believe that the obvious differences which have been so documented cost us millions of lives could be managed, right? Without addressing those differences, right? So in their book, we are all one. Let us stay together. But whenever their charade election is coming up, then you can see through them, which is like the season we are now. One Nigerianist, today in Nigeria, we have Nigerians who have seen through those differences, and they believe that the only way we can live together in peace and harmony, right, is for everyone to go their separate way, show the boundary respect, right? Therefore, it means once you cross from one boundary to another, you must be ready to abide and obey by their rules and regulation and all that. Some of us have agreed to that, and we said, how do you do that? You don't have to fight war. The differences are obvious. Let everybody come together and decide if they still want to stay together, under what condition and arrangement, and if they don't want to, let them move on. But here is what I want to point out. Those who are so clear that way and said, let's respect that. How about we do it this way? And all these problems, they may not all disappear, but you can be guaranteed 90% of them, which are man-made, will be gone. No. You guys are I mean, that's not right. Why should we break up? I mean, can't we just stay together? Can't we all just be one? I mean, it's a great country. What is wrong with this Maiyegun? What is wrong with these people? Can't all of us come together and elect good leaders that will unite us? But we have told you, you are lying to yourselves, because you know your problem is not just the leadership. All of you see your leaders, they are the reflection of all of you, one Nigerianist, because you are hypocrites. During your elections, I have been seeing it, oh, that's why I'm saying it now. Today, we have, for them to believe that they have upper hand against themselves, fighting for who is going to make Nigeria better, right? Some section of Nigerians are already telling other Nigerians, supposed Nigeria, you see, those who wanted the Obi, they are one Nigerianist. Those who wanted Atiku, they are one Nigerianist. Those who wanted the Tifnumbu, they are one Nigerianist. Abi? So, but when you listen to all of them today, supposed lovely, amazing, united Nigerians, no. Right now, many of those who are not in support of either candidate here or there, they are already being threatened to go back to their states. In other words, go back to your country. That is what Oyinbo will tell you in Italy when he wants to be racist against you. That's exactly what Oyinbo will say to you in Europe, in America, in Canada, everywhere. Today, even Arabs are saying it to you. They will say, what? Go back to your country. Because of their election, their one Nigeria, that's fraudulent one united Nigeria, is being exposed by the same people who disavow or who disagrees with Nigeria, addressing those differences and let everybody handle their own problems in their own ways, in their own regions, and see if there won't be less hate. Today, in Lagos, they are already telling the Igbos to go back to Aba, Onitsha, including the supposed Igbos who are Nigerians, who are also not just Nigerians, they are Lagosians. This time they are reminding them, if you think what you cannot try in your states, these are Yorubas now, yeah? Yorubas telling Igbos, what you cannot try in your states, you want to come and try it here in Yoruba land. That's what an Italian will tell you. That nonsense you cannot try in your country, Nigeria. You are coming here to come and try it. But guess what? They will tell you they are doing it because they love Nigeria. Now, my own concern is this. There are also another group who are Igbos too. All this nonsense where they talk about Peter Obi. Maybe you should come to Onitsha main market. Come and say it here. If you leave this place alive, all these are happening now. They were supposed to be Nigerians, but guess what? Every one of them that is throwing these darts, they are laying claim to their indigenous identity, which means they identify as Yorubas and they feel offended. They were supposed to be Nigerians, Abi, but now they are Yorubas. They feel offended that anyone who is non-Yoruba in Yoruba land will be bold enough to say they are not accepting Tinubu as president. Like, how dare you? This is Yoruba land. Hold on to that. Then you see another set. How dare you? Think you can treat Peter Obi like that in Yoruba land, and you want us to treat Tinubu right in Igbo land? Okay, if they born you well too, come to Igbo land. They were all supposed to be Nigerians, but that's the reality, Abi. That is not all. If a Biafran says, give me Biafra, they will say, come and take it now. But when a Biafran or an Igbo man who doesn't even identify as a supporter of Biafra, he is identifying as, he has always been identifying as Nigerian. Now, among all, people say, why don't they just tackle themselves based on what they can do? I said, no. It is not about what they can do or not do now. The reality is this. You are all molded up or forced together in a country that is so divided that you know about, I know about, and somebody like myself feel like, how about we save ourselves from all those threats and killings? Like, let the Biafrans elect their own representatives that will represent and oversee the resources, the development, policy, security of Biafra. And let you, the Yorubas, who are feeling offended, that the Igbos who are in Yoruba land are they are ungrateful. Because that's what you are treating them as. So, do you know those who respect themselves the more? The people who have seen through the differences. Are you with me? When you see a Yoruba nationalist, somebody who loves Yoruba land and Yoruba people, who respect and understands the culture, the tradition associated with Yoruba people. As I'm talking about the real Omoluabi, Omo Yoruba Tata. He never hates on the Igbos. Have you asked yourself why? Because a real Yoruba son or daughter, they would never see anyone, whether you are Yoruba or non-Yoruba, in Yoruba land, as a threat of any kind. How do you want to do it? They want to take over everywhere. They want to, no. It is Nigeria. They have the right to be everywhere. Just like you have the right to be everywhere too. But when you see somebody who says Yoruba nation, it doesn't see an Igbo man or woman as any threat in any part of Yoruba land. It doesn't see any Hausa man or any non-Yoruba at all as a threat. If not for if not for this Bokuwari APC, Egbekegbe, and their Fulani armed terrorists, who have now added a whole paint of stain on the Fulanis, the relationship between the Fulanis and the Yorubas in Yoruba land. Nobody feel threatened or intimidated, because an educated, enlightened, exposed Yoruba man or woman knows that if tomorrow Yoruba nation become its own independence country, there will be non-Yorubas who are also going to come into the country, and they will also work hard, add to the value of the country. They will be prosperous, just like we have Yoruba sons and daughters who have benefited, contributed into different economies in the whole world. An educated Yoruba man knows that. And that is why he said, what about we discuss these differences and let responsible people run the countries, because they have always been nations before Nigeria. No. This Maiyegun is a problem. This Maiyegun is Maiyegun is not. You are the problem, because today many of you who professed one Nigeria, you are more vile towards yourselves. You are more hateful towards yourself. You are threatening and bullying yourselves. Sadly, you have added gaslighting, added blackmail, added things, horrible things that are still going to get worse in the name of trying to outdo yourselves. And after your elections, as you will say, you have winners who wins the fight but lost the battle. APC, Egbekegbe, they raised you to be vile, to be hateful, to be bigots, to be fanatics. Guess those you are being fanatics towards? Your fellow Nigerians. Something happened, and I want you to pay attention to the increasing hate, fake news, different things to strike, hateful messages that would then trigger tribal, clashes, religious clashes, and all those things. And when you when you screen through and you look behind those who are going to be behind that, you will see the people who are also like fellow Nigerians. You need to read them. Do you understand? Maybe some of you are not reading yourselves, okay? I will give you some character role play in my presentation that will eventually possibly know that I'm talking to you, one Nigerianist, whether you are obedient, whether you are an articulator, or whether you are, the Jaga bandits. whichever one you are, if you are looking for how divided, how hateful, how vile Nigerians are, you can see through these three main candidates of political parties for their 2023 charade. Let's start from Peter Obi. Some said that you are about to see the mother, if not grandmother, of all fake news that you have never witnessed before. I'm talking about fake news that will trigger communal clashes, religious clashes, and they are going to be coming from all of these three camps. But there is one that stands out: Peter Obi. Peter Obi movement has become the magnet that attracts all kind of stories created around it by no other people than PDP, APC. And when I started studying that, especially in the last 1 month alone, then I realized that it is not so different from what the self-determination campaigners have suffered in the last 7 years alone, especially the IPOB. It all started from what seemed like a Twitter bant. Twitter bant when a young Nigerian tweeted that he gave Peter Obi until so time. If he failed to declare to run for president, he was going to sue him. Then Peter Obi responded with, oh, I don't have any money for court case. Please don't sue me. But I'll think about it. Then fast forward to last quarter of 2021, last year, something happened, right? What was that? Obasanjo started a sort of a solo scouting or something like that for Peter Obi. Why? From those who know, they said, Buhari APC, they have done so terrible job, so bad of a job that even if nobody believed before, now they should begin to. Nigeria is closer to breaking up into different countries than ever. This was Obasanjo's card when he started the tour of northern Nigeria for Peter Obi. He told them, he said, listen, Buhari has managed to show to everyone that Nigeria is not one. But we fought, we died. I mean, people died just to keep this Nigeria to what it is. And if nothing is done, we cannot kiss Nigeria goodbye, even during our lifetime. The Biafrans are gone, and they are gone for good. But Peter Obi could redrive that, that enthusiasm again. I didn't make that up. It got to a point whereby even those who call themselves the Northern Elders Forum, Ango Abdullahi, which they have kidnapped his children and family now, right? They came to the public and said, Obasanjo think he's smart. He has been going from one emir's palace to another, one elder to another in northern Nigeria, telling them that if they want to keep Nigeria together in their lifetime, they should let Peter Obi be their adopted candidate So they laughed. Afterward, the people that know as well, they said it was the same Obasanjo who started this. This one is not Fabu, because I've heard that many times. They said Obasanjo is one of the American CIA agents in Africa, and he's got that leverage as their asset, so to say. Well. Within that short time as well, Peter Obi was still in PDP. He visited the UK as well. But just before he got to that, Obasanjo also had one or two phobias. As it is going, APC or PDP, it will be Atiku or Tifnumbu, right? The two sworn enemies of Obasanjo, for no other reason than Obasanjo felt like if they had the chance, you can as well begin to worship Bokwari now, because you are going to thank him that in fact it was better. That was Obasanjo's style. Now fast forward, the road started clearing up north, everywhere for Peter Obi, and not just the anger of the young people who have not even recovered from the massacre of the NSAS protest, and how the government managed to. Now let's now come to, now the Peter Obi is now a phenomenon. It's now a big deal. And guess what? It is now that suddenly Peter Obi is IPOB. Peter Obi and those who are supporting Peter Obi, they are IPOB members. Guess those who are now really, you know where they are going? They are moving you straight to that tribal path, which I believe to some extent is already there. Now, that putting Peter Obi in that stage, right, automatically put a target behind him. And guess who are those who are putting target behind each other there? The one Nigerianists. How do we tell the world that Peter Obi can never be the president, right? Oh, he's an Igbo man. Oh, he's an Igbo man. And then he can never be Nigeria president. Oh, how do we then make that happen? Remember that IPOB, the government of Nigeria they have spent enough to make you see IPOB as the brain behind the insecurity in Eastern Nigeria. So we can just say Peter Obi is just behind it then. And then, okay, hang on. If we say the Igbos, Nigerians, so remember this again, don't confuse yourself. Remember that those who are backing all these people, they were supposed to be one Nigerianist, Abi? You that want to leave Nigeria, you are supposed to be the one who doesn't want to have anything to do with any other people from any other place, Abi. But the reverse is the case. That is where the reverse psychology comes in, okay? The Biafrans who have, the IPOB who have publicly demanded for referendum to leave Nigeria, and they have not hide it, right? They respect Yorubas in Yoruba land. Are you with me? The Yorubas who want Yoruba nation, they respect the Igbos in Yoruba land. Because according to them, right, that they are part of Yoruba land today is because Nigeria want them to be. Now, when Yoruba nation comes as well, right, they will still have the same right to live in Yoruba land, under that same freedom that is due every legal human in Yoruba land. So there's respect. The Biafrans who want Biafra, they don't, right, tell the Yorubas in Yoruba land that they will take over Yoruba land from them and all of that, that stuff. They don't make all those. They are always saying, we just want to leave. But when you meet the one Nigerianists, those who are Yorubas, they will tell you, if you are Igbo, go back to your states. Don't come here and come and try nonsense here. The one Nigerians who are Igbos, they will be telling the Yorubas there that we hold this place together. And we will make sure, that kind of, meanwhile, it was supposed to be, they were all one Nigerian. And they should what? Tackle themselves based on logical differences. But that's not what happened. So when there is no election, an Igbo man is not a threat to a Yoruba man in Yoruba land. A Yoruba man is not a threat to an Igbo man in Igbo land when there is no election, mutual respect and regard. But when there is election, right, you would expect them as, they are one Nigeria now. They are supposed to be one Nigeria. No. You will see the one Nigerianist Yorubas telling the Igbos to go back to their states. This is Yoruba land. One Nigeria doesn't count anymore. Then you will see also the bigoted Igbos themselves. They too will be saying, if them born you well as Yorubas, come and try that nonsense here too. If you are Yorubas, go back there too. We have bigoted Igbos, so don't pretend about that too. They are everywhere. So which is obvious that the only way for you to understand these differences is this period of election. So Peter Obi, to an average Yoruba man who doesn't support, I'm still coming to, because this is where the whole thing kind of become clearer, which is the tribal bigotry that is socially conditioned in many of you. Some of you have outgrown it. They don't bother you anymore. The prejudices are still there. And once in a while, you visit it and open it up and say, but that's how the Igbos does too. Me, I don't have any problem with them. But I just thought that, the Igbos are, that's how the Yorubas are. Yorubas are always like that. Me, I don't have problem with the Yorubas, I'm Igbo. But, I just know that you have been socially conditioned to be tribally or ethnically, be prejudiced that way. But some of us have learned to realize that they are just those blindfold that they put on they cover your eyes with. And the only way to hide it is to pretend to be a Nigerian and one Nigerianist. So what happened? In Yoruba land, I will start with APC, Egbekegbe. If you go online right now or out there, you will see the Lagos Sabobakus threatening, making endless threats on the Igbos, forgetting the fact that they also have Igbos in APC, forgetting the fact that they also have Igbos who are openly campaigning for Tinubu to be president right now. But you see, what tribal prejudice or bigotry, prejudice, which is bigotry, does to you is that it blinds you and make you see only what you will see. When you see some of these bigoted Peter Obi supporters too on social media, who hide behind their own idea of one Nigeria, and when they look at Tinubu supporters, they automatically see Yorubas. Are you with me? Just same way, the bigoted Tinubu supporters, when they open their eyes, they don't see that there are also Yorubas who are openly campaigning for Peter Obi, but because of their socially, psychologically conditioned bigotry, which Nigeria represents, when they see Peter Obi, they see Igbos. And their prejudice against the Igbos, who are supposed to be in their own one Nigeria, should be one Nigerian together. The conditioned bigotry in your eyes will make you, if you are a Yoruba man, bigoted Yoruba man, when you see Peter Obi and the people shouting obedient, now IPOB you go to see. Even when you see Aruna, when you go Nasarawa, go all these northern places and you see them shouting obedient, your bigoted mind says those are not real, because the ones you are seeing are Biafrans, IPOB, and you have been conditioned to what? To hate them. Especially now that you feel like if you don't do something, Biafra, somebody from Biafra, IPOB will be president of Nigeria. Hey, how are you going to handle it? Because you have been so bigoted for so long that it is so difficult to snap you back to life, even as educated as you are. Wait for it, too. Then the same thing, too, when you see the Peter Obi supporters, too, the bigoted ones, when they open their eyes and they see Agbado community, the Agbado population, all they see is Yoruba. They, as bigoted as they are, Igbo, or what have you, right? When they look at Kolu, if anybody says anything, some will be surprised and say, Uchena, about this one don't lost. So you are defending Tinubu, you, Uchena, you are not really Igbo. You have said that, some of you have said that freely many times. But to you, I'm not a bigot. I'm not a bigot. I'm not, you know, yeah, I'm just expressing myself. No, you are a bigot. But you don't know. You have been psychologically conditioned to be like that. You know why? Because all your life you have been made and raised and trained to experience as well as a Nigerian. The true Nigerian has all these traits. The traits that makes them hide their bigotry until they feel threatened, or until somebody says your life depends on it. If you don't do something, Igbos will take over everywhere. Fulani, Hausa will take everywhere. Yorubas will overrun everywhere. Once your bigoted mind, once your comfort is in a way threatened, and the only way many of you feel triggered is elections, and your politicians know better. Your politicians know better. So we know this. But the only surprising one is this. The one that actually is interesting now is this. Peter Obi is Igbo. Forget about Nigerian, all those things. Everybody tell themselves that he is Igbo. He is Biafran. He should be proud of it. He should be so proud of that. Enough that it should even be part of your campaign. If you have a problem with it, as a Nigerian, my brothers and sisters, ask yourself if you have a problem with IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. That's the full meaning, That's the full meaning of IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra. You can say indigenous people of Yoruba land. Do you know that? IPOY. Indigenous people of Benue, indigenous people of Sokoto Caliphate or Arewa, because you are always going to remain indigenous people as traditional, cultural, Yoruba, and everything, every of your tribe. You are always going to be like that, no matter how long it takes to manage to mix us up. But as one Nigerian, you are one Nigerian when an Igbo man is not trying to be the president of Nigeria. So the surprise here is this. If you want to know why I'm telling you this, I'm trying to educate your mind and paint the picture of your hypocrisy, of your pretense, of your lies, of your hate, of your biles, of your vile, of your every other thing that you have been hiding behind your one Nigerianists. It's difficult to take, isn't it? Well, I'll take you through them. So what I have now figured out is this. Why are the one Nigerianists hate themselves? I have met with Fulanis here in the UK. Don't be surprised though. I got a Fulani guy who walked to me, a Christian. I've got Hausa, I mean, I've had Hausas and then other people who are non-Fulanis from northern Nigeria. I've had about 4 or 5 of them who have met me here in the UK, talking about their experiences, their people. Some of them, how they ended up in the UK as well. In the hands, those who suffered in the hands of the Fulanis, those who are Fulanis who also suffered in the hands of the Hausas. You know, one thing is this. I have figured out that there is a united, somehow, a sort of a united, calculated gaslighting movement among yourselves. So put it this way. I am a Yoruba nationalist. I think that's what you should call me. Yeah, call me a Yoruba nationalist. Currently trapped in the quagmire of Nigeria, one Nigeria. Okay? A Yoruba nationalist who respects that the Biafrans are known. They are not just going to take new lands. They are already there. Indigenous, they are there. They just want official demarcation of boundaries so that they can make their own laws in their own lands, open their lands for commerce and all that, growth and everything they wanted to do. So me as a Yoruba man, a Yoruba nationalist, right? Well, fair enough. I would respect that. I wouldn't hate an Igbo man for it, for wanting that for himself or herself. I mean, you know, because to me, I wouldn't expect a Biafran, right, to probably not want me to also want the same thing for myself. So respect. But you see, you one Nigerianist, maybe you haven't been paying attention, or maybe you should. When your criminal leaders destroyed Nigeria to what it is today, divided Nigeria to what it is today, the people who kept them on have been the same Nigerians, giving excuses for them and all of that. And well, those who stood up against them have always, been Nigerians too. But why all sides are trying to show who love Nigeria more, your criminal politicians, they continue to dwindle and then, to continue to bleeder and bleeder and bleeder. Then somehow, there is this conspiracy of silence from those who are supposed to be enraged, the victims, you. But there is no rage, right? People are dying. There's no real rage. Okay. They must love this Nigeria differently in this case, right? Then, Boko Haram, who divided Nigeria to this level, having the backings of those who are the victims of that division and the terrorism as well, they feel so entitled. Put it that way. I'm trying to find the right phrase. I'm talking to you one Nigerianist, so that's why I'm trying to find the right phrase here. They feel entitled to being us doing the right thing first, irresponsible for what they have done, and together they want to play a reverse psychology on some of you who have disagreed for a while and now probably wanted to prove something true, Obi. That reverse psychology is, if you want Nigeria to remain one, not united, but to be divided as it is, everyone should be worried that an Igbo man is going to come and break Nigeria up. So this is where it got complicated, kind of. They are playing reverse psychology. Before election, right? IPOB was like a persona non grata to most of the Nigerian political players. But if we want to save Nigeria, this is where I'm going. According to PDP, APC, if we want to save Nigeria from breaking up, then we must try to stop IPOB from taking over power. And I'm not even trying to make you be so confused here, right? There are people already commissioned. Your hypocrisy so transparent that right before your eyes, Peter Obi and everyone behind him are being sold and set up as Igbos. And those of you who are also one Nigerianists, pro-Obi or obedient, what they are now, that are non-Igbos, what they are now doing, which I have seen, is what is called that gaslighting. It doesn't really matter whether you are Hausa from the north, from the middle belt, Yoruba, the way they have managed to implant or to plant into your minds or your subconscious mind this religious biases or prejudices, right? Is the same way, because this is what I'm saying, it's the same way they are going to make you, as you go into your worst of the worst election, as you call it, or charade. Now, everyone who is Obi supporter will be tagged IPOB, and with the same message, which I have seen many, with the same message, you are an enemy of Nigeria. And if you are a Yoruba man or an Igbo man, behind them, you are an enemy in Yoruba land. Now, you see these narratives, which is already out there as we speak. They are going to help them, right, add to the innocent blood that they have been spilling to keep Nigeria warm. So let's take a step back. If you haven't been following their exchanges, I am trying to let you come to that term. Okay? In Nigeria, as of today, under the APC, Nigeria has been so divided. Even Nigerians have been so divided. In the process, people know why Nigeria is so divided. It is because of how Nigeria is indeed, right, structured. Even though people say there is no structure, okay? What does that mean? From the word go, it wasn't meant to be like this, okay? It was meant to be a sort of, parliamentary system of governance, which gives every region the autonomy to decide for themselves how they wanted to grow, how and at what pace, and without the interference from any other part of the federation, so to say. But that stopped to what we now have today. Before then, there wasn't desperation. The only thing they had back then was competition. Regions were growing based on the talents of their leaders. And then, the vision, I would say, and sincerity of their leaders at the time. We Yorubas, we were growing, 100% controlling our own affairs. Now, from 1966, they forced everyone together. And what did that create? It didn't create any unity. It created even more bad blood, because the journey towards this first union, right, was so bloody, very, very bloody. And it was the genesis of the bad blood, which our forebearers possibly passed on. Now, 60 years, or let me say nearly 60 years after first union, the Igbos are suspicious of the Yorubas. The Yorubas are suspicious of the Fulanis. The Fulanis are suspicious of the Hausas. Everyone is suspicious of one another. Therefore, game of power became winner takes it all. So rather than unite the people, it divided us more. Poverty escalated, corruption escalated, and guess what? So was the desperation and the frustration. People became more desperate, frustrated, and finding every means. Just do whatever you can to get to stay above water. This desperation created desperate people in charge of the entire system. So for nearly 60 years, every idea, every style of governance, every conference, everything they've tried never worked. And if you want to know better, you can see it right now in Nigeria of today. It is still the same way it was in 1966, 1970. It's still the same way they are today, even worse. So as we speak today, people are being threatened. Some Islamic scholars, right? They said you must not bring any Christian to northern Nigeria as candidate to come and campaign. I don't know if many of you remember that. That is one Nigeria. So there is no regard, no respect for any tribe or any indigenous people in Nigeria anymore, because they are not recognized. It was this same Obasanjo who started it at the time when he decided to nationalize all the lands in Nigeria for the federal or Fulani government of Nigeria. And they thought that would take away the power of the people. They made the law, and they've made the development of all those lands so impossible for decades. Yorubas couldn't do anything anymore. We just have to wait for whatever they say you could do, or whatever they hand you or they give to you in Abuja. So for nearly 60 years, right, Nigeria didn't build unity. It didn't build development. It didn't build safety. Look at us today. Because of no regard or no respect for the indigenous people, which I belong to, now we are dealing with terrorists that they opened the border for to come into Nigeria from Sahel, from Niger, from everywhere, right? To come into Nigeria, to come as far as southern Nigeria that doesn't even share border with them, but they could transit through Nigeria and end up there. But we have no right to even defend ourselves. So me as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba nationalist, you call me, yeah? I am not allowed to campaign for the safety and protection of Yoruba land from what Nigeria has handed us. Politicians in Yoruba land are not even allowed, right, to campaign about the insecurity, because even if they talk about them, they have no legal backing, or let me say any kind of a legal instrument or whatever to force anything to happen. They have to go to Abuja. So then I said, what is the gain for us other than the hate and all that? So somebody like me would respect an Hausa man, a northerner, yeah, because I want to believe that a northerner that walks straight into any part of the South, ordinarily, as you will see, should know that it is a terrain with a completely different culture, just same way in that one Nigeria, in northern Nigeria, because of religion, because of their religion, the Islamic religion, their culture, tradition, or whatever, every other thing they put together, in that same Nigeria, they have their own laws, Sharia law, which, according to them, supersede that of Nigerian law. Meanwhile, in southern Nigeria, I am expected to obey those laws. So as a Yoruba man, I would respect those boundaries because we know where they are. But as Nigeria, so somebody like myself is seen by Nigerianists who doesn't like themselves, who doesn't like Nigeria themselves. It's a bunch of one Nigerianist. You are watching me now, you are one Nigeria, you are one Abi. You don't really love that place. You know you don't. You only love either your religion, or you love your own political oppressor or the political party, which is the cult group that you probably pledge allegiance to. And in your world, right, they can't really be wrong. They mean well for you. Abi, PDP, APC. For one Nigeria, they mean well. If you meet a PDP, they will tell you they mean well. If you meet APC, they will say they mean well. Abi? If you now meet Labour Party, Peter Obi, they will say they mean well, don't they? All for one Nigeria, yeah? But you need to read them. And you'll be like, oh, are these ones Nigerians? And that's one I hate on ourselves. That's exactly how they feel. Forget banters. If you are not Nigerian, if you are not from Nigeria, or you probably don't have Nigerian friends, you probably will think all those things you read online between Nigerians when they tackle themselves, they are just like normal, no. Those tackling themselves, they are from different part of Nigeria where in their brain, they have the demarcation and they know or identify only with people from their region, and only them or religion or party or what have you, which are all the differences that Nigeria gives to you. Now, when they talk to themselves, they wish themselves so much evil. When you see those who don't like Tifnumbu in Nigeria of today, they are considered supporters of Peter Obi. Those who don't like Atifku, surprisingly, they are considered as supporters of Peter Obi, right? Now, sorry, one sec. When a supporter of Tifnumbu want to talk, is naturally, expectedly hungry. You know why? Because Tifnumbu has health issue, physical health issue. Is old, okay? And that is the first thing a supposed Nigeria will say. But Tifnumbu is old or sick. So the next response that is going to come from, these are one Nigerianists now, people who love Nigeria themselves, they are supposed to be brothers and all of that, right? So when a Tifnumbu supporter, if you say, but Tifnumbu is old, I mean, he needs to go and take care of his health. Rather than a Tifnumbu supporter to say, well, thanks for your advice. It's not too old to lead and all of that. You know what I mean now? And just leave it at that. No, it won't. So the next thing you hear is that, where's your own father? Where's your own useless father who gave birth to a bastard? These are supposed to be Nigerians. Okay? Mm-hmm. So then you see the intonation. Because it's always more than that. And I'll tell you how. Where's your father, your sick, useless mother? These are your useless family, and all because you said this person want to be president of 200 million mumus. This man no DLD enough to handle this 200 million mumus. Oh. So a Tinubu supporter is naturally angry. Some will go as far as, I know you are a Peter Obi supporter. I know you are IPOB. All of you people who are born in Lagos, who are born in Nigeria, who want to destroy Nigeria. That is called reverse psychology. Something that will make you quickly feel like, hey, waiting I do, waiting they talk. Oh. Me, I don't mean I'm like that. Oh. But typically, that person too as a Nigerian won't keep quiet. Then they will just fire for fire. Then they will go to your life no go better. The way Nigeria, the way APC rule Nigeria, may God destroy your life. May you not, they will start attacking themselves using unprintable, unimaginable, vile things. And I'm like, you guys don't really like yourselves. You just don't know how to tell yourselves. Then the next thing, they will now move it forward. If they born your mama well. This one is not just anymore. People are now organizing to go and attack themselves. Are you with me? But you will never see a Yoruba man or Yoruba woman who is pro-Yoruba nation that will say, oh yeah, let us all come together. Let us go and beat the Hausas. Let us go and beat the Igbos so that we can prove to them that this is Yoruba land. But you will see APC, Egbekegbe, people destroying people. As it is today, with evidence, organizing, threatening themselves, all for one Nigeria, just to prove to you and me that it is all about winner takes it all. Now let's go back a bit as well. A little bit again. I am only here to remind you as a one Nigerianist to, number one, agree and accept that all of you, as you are pretending, acting on your own veil, what do they call it? Tribal, ethnic veil to shoot your own one Nigeria, you can save yourself something. I was reading somewhere, they said Peter Obi came to destroy or spoil business for Atiku. Then Atiku's boys, they were now talking. So somebody now said, the Atiku boys said they were going to give the Peter Obi supporters the treatment of end SARS when Atiku wins. You know, the common question I always ask myself, I used to ask all the time, is that we have seen Nigeria. We have seen the state of Nigeria. We have seen the actors or the characters who brought Nigeria to this state. We have seen what brought Nigeria to this state. Yeah? And all boils down to fake unity, fake patriotism. All of these that are just imaginations of many, many of you who have no idea that Nigeria was not meant to be one first country controlled by whoever wins or whichever tribe, whichever ethnic nationality that gain access into it, rule them, steal them, ruin them, abandon them, and let other people fight for it and take it again. Like, why would you always want to keep that? And that is why I've said that I won't be part of this whole charade. The people that hate themselves more, gaslighting themselves more, threatening themselves more, For this one Nigeria and no other people than the one Nigerianist who told you Biafra is not a solution, it's not the solution. Yoruba nation is not the solution. One Nigeria is the solution. But true to it, yeah, or let me say false to that, they don't like themselves. It is like to the point that they have been so blinded by their own bigotry, by their own hate towards themselves. One Nigeria, green, white, green, one Nigeria. They have been so blinded that, like I told you, when you see the bigoted Peter Obi supporter, when they look at Tifnumbu, all they see is Yoruba. And everybody be supporting Tifnumbu, they are Yorubas. They must be really, really disgusting people. How can the Yorubas not think like this? Forgetting the fact that there are also his own brothers, his own sisters, who are also publicly asking that Kolu should be your president. Whether you want to say they pay them or they don't pay them, but it is there. You are all doing the same job, paid or not paid, which is walking the rope of your ethnic bigotry. The same thing with Tifnumbu supporters. When they look at Atifku supporters, I'm putting them together now because that is where the gaslighting part comes in. I have seen them all discuss. I mean, I'm probably one of the number one troll that you can see on social media. I don't comment. I just watch and I converse. I mean, I just monitor your conversations and all that. APC and PDP with the Peter Obi as it is right now, they want everybody to know that if you see Peter Obi, IPOB, you are seeing. And they want that to remain there in your face. They said they are doing one interview on Arise television. And when somebody was talking about, I think it was David, talking about something unrelated, the next thing, Arise television, they were showing IPOB videos because they know their audience. That is how they will condition you. And that's it. Because of the ethnic bigotry in many of them, yeah, I don't see those who are like Igbos with Igbo personalities who have names, people who are known, okay, out there, who came out because they are supporting Tifnumbu. They are Igbos themselves, so they are publicly saying, now IPOB, 100%, they are the ones behind Peter Obi. It is all deliberate because they are all ingredients that will finally contribute to the prediction that that have been made many times. Look at all of this. Everybody they cook now. Everybody they buy firewood, they put on. So when you see Peter Obi supporters, the bigoted Nigerians, they want to let you know that they are seeing IPOB. Therefore, they are what? Since Nigeria said IPOB is dangerous, so Peter Obi is dangerous. So modeling all of that up is called reverse psychology. So what do you think that is going to lead you? It's going to lead everybody back to the same thing that Maiyegun has been saying. You will enjoy it. They are going to kill some of you, okay? Some of you are going to lose your properties in fight of this, right? But at the end of the day, you are going to learn a bigger lesson. Because you know what? You're going to come back to that same time and say, well, what exactly is the reason why we want to keep Nigeria one under this arrangement that some of you believe that all you need is just a leader? We need a leader to come and unite us. You don't need a leader to come and unite you. You need a common sense to unite yourselves, unite ourselves, and tell ourselves the truth. We will never have peace. We will never have growth. We will never be led like human beings. We will never live like human beings if we continue to be forced together in an arrangement that is not defined. I mean, hello. You hate yourselves for no reason. You will kill yourselves for slight provocation. You will burn your properties. You will do a lot of things to ourselves And when you look at every cause for that, they all come from the same thing. That is, we did that to you because you are Igbos. Or we did that to you because you are this or that. That has always been our portion. So you can put a break to it. That's what we are saying. And even if you want to still be together, it shouldn't be under this kind of arrangement. This is not a country. I'm saying it to you. We are all like doomed and trapped in it. Okay? Confused, like we don't know what to do. That's where you are. Your politicians, they have run out of ideas. Your elder statesmen and those who are supposed to be your genius thinkers, they've all run out of ideas. Nigeria is bankrupt. Many sections of the country, many parts of the country are being governed by, not by your government, by terrorists. So all of these are existential threats to you, whether you are Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, anywhere you come from. And electing anybody under this whole arrangement is never going to bring you any progress. I'm saying it. It never really brings you any respect. Today, they are saying that the whole thing don't turn red. There no one see Peter Obi poster anywhere in Lagos. Peter Obi people said they want to go and do awareness rally at Lekki Toll Gate on the 1st of October. Omo, APC boys in Lagos, they said, how dare you? Now, this is what I'm saying now. Because when you look at Maiyegun wants you to reason like human being and stop pretending, stop lying to yourselves. Okay? Maiyegun is the problem. Well, to some of you, not all of you. But Maiyegun is not a problem when you are supposed to be one Nigerians, okay? I mean, okay, we're supposed to be one Nigerians on paper, right? But as a Yoruba man, before I can prove that I am not a bastard, okay, then I must be offended that somebody will bring an Igbo man to come and campaign that he wants to be president of Nigeria, not president of Yoruba land, not president of Lagos. So as a Yoruba man, I'm supposed to be offended, angry. And even if I fight, like the Alimajiris, who kill people because of Allah and the Prophet, I should never feel bad because I am doing the right thing. So that is the kind of Nigeria that all of you pretenders are calling one. Do you really think you can grow a country like that? Don't come here. Don't try to come here. And if they say Peter Obi will not campaign in Lagos. Okay, now let's see how Tinubu can come and campaign in the East now. In one Nigeria. They want to rule a country that should be one. You see, some of you will think it's just election. It is not. In 2014, when these criminals, when they were attempting to take over Nigeria, propaganda, lies, fake news, fake photos, fake videos, fake anything, they bombarded everywhere. Omo, it got so worse, that a whole sitting president was stoned. Despite all his security and everything, they stoned him. They didn't care. That was what the propaganda did. So what happened? APC won the war, but they lost the battle. So APC won the election. Everyone felt like, hey, but they had a totally divided, polarized, nearly ruined country because of that election. I mean, some of you probably have forgotten what 2014, 2015 looked like. APC change at the time. Family members were fighting themselves for disagreeing whether they should go for change, Buhari, or just keep the known devil, Jonathan. Families were fighting themselves, father, mothers, tearing friends. Relationship of years were destroyed to this day. So after the election, you would expect that, okay, maybe people will come back together. Do you know that many people have never repaired their relationship because of that 2014, 2015? You know why? There was so much hate. So much hate. Messages that were conjured, lies. Beyonce said Abraham Lincoln from his grave endorsed Buhari. This one said that, propaganda upon propaganda. And everywhere you walk into, if you don't agree, you are enemy of Nigeria. I lived through that moment. That's why none of the things you are doing right now, none of them freaks me anymore. I lived through that time. You are seen as enemy. How can you be this heartless? Don't you think Nigeria deserves better? Are you not seeing all this that is going on? 2014, 2015, everyone was right. Everyone on that voyage of change. Everyone was right. If you don't agree, you are enemy of Nigeria. Seriously, they were writing people's employers. The hate was much, right? Home and abroad, the Nigerians who felt like to keep Nigeria one, to make Nigeria better, to unite Nigeria, to keep all of Nigerians respected again all over the world. You must join change. It's change or nothing. It was hell. But for those who stood firm, like, no, you're not going to bully me. Instead of bullying me, I'm not going to even participate in the election at all. Forget it. No. Instead of me to follow this your change, I'm not going to even, you know what I mean? It was bad. They were reporting people to their employers. People were being sacked. People who got, their own contract, local contracts. People were being traced to their houses. People were being reported to their family members. Warn your husband, though. Random people because of Buhari. That was how the propaganda, that's how fake the propaganda was. No joke. But some of you have forgotten. Abi? Some of you didn't know that the reason why so many people will follow the APC, despite all the failure, all the destructions, all the killings, the reason why some of them never wanted to say to oppose APC was because of what happened in 2014, 2015. People sworn over their lives. People went all way. I mean, all out of their ways to bring this calamity. And so many people, some of them, they can't just go back and say, I regret, I am sorry. In any way. So APC won the election, president, this, that. But they lost the battle. What was the battle? The battle for Nigeria is to say, would Nigeria ever live in peace together? The answer is no. And why? The reason is because the indigenous people of the countries that makes up Nigeria today, they are not factored into the scheme of things before they formed this Nigeria. They are not stakeholders there. They wrote a book behind them. None of them knew anything that was written in that book called Constitution. But in the opening of that fake book, it said, we, the people of Nigeria. You know that thing? Everything is bogus from word go. They didn't have a say. They didn't have a stake in there. To the point that everything is being dumped on them. Give us your land or your life. Oh, Fulanis are killing us. They are killing us. Why are they killing us? Oh, they are killing us. What is all this? Oh, we want... No. Hey, calm down. We know why they are killing you. You know what? You need to give us your land. They need land. If not, they continue to kill you. There's nothing we can do about it. Give them your land or your life. So, the people are not given the choice. They don't have any real choice. The choice has been made for them. by the people who never factored them into what is called one Nigeria. So how do you live in peace when you don't have respect for yourselves? Do you know what is called respect? Respect is when you respect people's culture, tradition, their land, the norms, everything that makes them who they are, including the space they own. You need to respect all those. And you must respect them only if they agree to be part of a country that you will be controlling. Yorubas we are not part of the arrangement that put us here. We are not. And we need to tell our children that. So you can't tell people to live in peace while you are taking a piece at them. No. You're taking a piece on them, right? And you're asking them to live in peace? Are you taking a piece? Of course, you're never going to get peace. So Nigeria is not offering you that. Nigeria is not offering us the opportunity, right, to table our differences, address them, and in fact, set our own standard of if we really want to be part of this or not. So, APC, Egbekegbe, they latched on the Nigeria fault line. And that's what you are seeing today. And that's exactly what they did. And I'll tell you this. When the terrorists who are now kings in Yoruba land, when they were running hammock in northern Nigeria, in Middle Belt, many of us were raising alarm. They are coming for us. They are coming, and if they should come for us, who is going to stand for us? Who's going to defend us? Because of one Nigeria, there is no amount of attacks, insults, to the point that attempts on the lives of the pro-Yoruba Nigerians. And guess those who were attacking the Yorubas more? The people who are not in support of Yoruba nation. Do you know that they are not Biafrans? They are not Fulanis. They are not Hausas. The first set of people to condemn and continue to condemn the importance of self-determination, they have always been the Yorubas, especially the educated ones. Dubious, very dubious, cunning, fraudulent. The people who are against the self-rule, sovereignty, self-determination for the Biafrans, they are not non-Biafrans. They have always been the Igbos. And that is why when those who are non-Yorubas, when they support the Yorubas who said, Yoruba nation ka, Yoruba nation ni. Yoruba nation. We are talking about how to build a country, how to make a country work. Yeah, you are talking about Yoruba nation. What nonsense? Educated ones. Yorubas themselves. My friend, shut up. Biafra is dead. There's nothing like Biafra. Shut up your mouth. There's nothing like Biafra. When you look at those saying that, especially those who are actually saying it's sweet, that is so sweet in their mouth, they are Biafrans themselves. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, they all have their reasons. Today, a supposed Biafran who is now obedient because of one Nigeria, Biafra can wait. And he will say it boldly, without thinking. And then you, a Biafran, who have seen through all they have done and what they are still doing, then you'll be there, gobmasked, like, how could you say that, Chinedu? Because of waiting. My brother, see, and they always have a reason. They always have their defense. My brother, see, when Peter Obi get there, all these things, he go do up, he go, now wait till we want with that. And you'll be like, really? That is one Nigerianist for you. There are reasons waiting for their chance. if it's going to be in any way favor the Igbos. The Igbos haven't ruled Nigeria. You know that. Yorubas have or had. And yeah, Fulanis, Hausas have had their own shots. Right? But a Biafran, enlightened Biafran, educated Biafran, knows that Hausa, Fulani, Yorubas ruled Nigeria did not change or impact in the lives of the people from these places. You won't say, man, look at Biafra land. Look at Igbo land. They don't even have road. They don't have electricity. They don't even have telephone. You know why? Because their man never ruled Nigeria before. Or if you go to other part of Nigeria where their people have ruled Nigeria, or more, they are enjoying 24 hours electricity, stable, standard healthcare. If you see their schools, they are paying them good money, good roads, or more. Man, our people must rule Nigeria. No, come on. And a Yoruba man will tell you, that for Nigeria to be united and safe and loved, we don't need Yoruba nation. What is Yoruba nation? And this Yoruba nation. My friend, that's a kilo cousin lori. Dust, sawdust, the first in the brain in it. I've had people talk like that. My friend is Yoruba. My friend, go and sit down. Let us all come together and elect a better person and to lead Nigeria, and Nigeria can be great. But last, the people who condemned the importance of self-determination, who are also Yorubas, they did not condemn it because they have any better alternative or any better option. They condemned it because Yoruba nation, or shouting and asking for Yoruba nation now, is going to deny them their turn by turn Nigeria Limited, sufferness turn by turn Nigeria Limited, death turn by turn Nigeria Limited, poverty turn by turn Nigeria Limited. So it's going to be a turn of the Yoruba man to create his own version of poverty, decadence, oppression, suppression, and the rest of that. So why do you want us to go and do Yoruba nation when a Yoruba man can be president and all of us can say, yeah, president, Yoruba man is president? How many people are working like this now say Bokwari is president, other than those who are in their team benefiting from the largesse? So the point I'm making is this, okay? You are pro-Nigeria. You have been commenting since, trying to see who are you going to convince here, all right? To tell them that you have figured it out. Honestly speaking, Natif Kufiduam. Honestly speaking, Natif Numbugoduam. You are even beating your chest like that, like ready to, because you are so confident Peter Obi is going to change everybody's mind. Nothing where you did do. All the stories all of you are going to cook up to back and sell the lies to your fellow Nigerians there. Everything that you're going to put, they are still all going to come back to one thing. And that one thing is that Nigeria is not for you. It is not for anyone. And keeping it together is not for you. It is not. The opportunity we have is that those who are condemning their brothers and sisters simply because of what they are likely going to gain from this Nigeria, think about those who have gained same, or those who are gaining same right now, and think about those who have died, hoping that they made the right choice back then too. So when everything goes down, right, then you're going to come back and say, well, you know what? The ideal thing is for us to go our separate ways without having to kill ourselves, like what happened in our war. Look at what happened in our war. Do you know that it was the CDS, Chief of Defense Staff, Irabo, that came out to say the killers or the Owo massacre, that they have arrested them. But it didn't take long for us to know that it is also an arched job in order to deviate the minds of the Yorubas, especially from the heinous crime committed on Yoruba soil by Fulani terrorists. Well, ISWAP claimed responsibility. Listen to this. The ISWAP, Islamic State for West African Province, right? They claim responsibility for our attack. Other intel came, confirmed that this attack was carried out by ISWAP. This was on the 5th of June. That was 2 months ago. 5th of June was when, 5th or 4th of June was when Owo Church was attacked by Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all of those terrorists. 24 hours after the killings, they made the first attempt to douse the tension. They said they have arrested those who killed them. We figured out that that was impossible. There was no picture. There were no evidence of the ISWAP terrorists as we know. Well, that didn't last long. They came out to say, well, no, we didn't arrest them. That's not the news. At the end of June, they came out again and they said they've arrested the Owo killers. Go on social media. Go on Google now. Start typing Owo massacre, killers arrested, and start putting it June, July, and August. Then in July, Kuje prison break happened. Remember? That was early July too. On the 5th of July, I think. Just about a month after Owo massacre, the Boko Haram terrorists, they broke into Kuje prison. And they released unspecified, unknown numbers of the Boko Haram fighters and terrorist leaders, commanders. So the Nigerian, the Ondo State governor said, well, I know that we have arrested the terrorists, but I'm glad now that the the Chief of Defense Staff, Nigerian Army, just released a statement of the terrorists. But guess what? I am saying it to you right now that even though their media and everyone have managed to push that, and I saw the agenda they push with it, the Owo massacre, the terrorists that carried out the Owo massacre, not even a single one of them has been apprehended or arrested by the Nigerian government. Yes, take that to the bank. I'll tell you the process of the arrest that puts question mark onto how they are playing your mind, and playing mind game with you. And why they are doing it, I'll tell you. The terrorists attacked Owo early week of June. They killed over 100 people that day. And then they escaped into the thin air. We haven't, the young people in the area, or what? They decided to come together to go after those terrorists. This was when they are trying to make Kolu, the APC, Egbekegbe presidential candidate, remember? Akeredolu had to fly back to Ondo and then to Owo to go and tell the youth not to do anything. Don't go after anybody. The police are coming. The military have assured me and the rest of that. But that was it. 24 to 48 hours after that, between 24 and 48 hours after that, ISWAP claimed responsibility and they praised Allah. As usual, they made a statement and said, well, we did it. We just wanted you to know that we can do anything, anywhere we want, at any time. And it is to make sure that the infidels, Jew, Christians, and all of us, we don't get religion. We are currently living on a borrowed time. So what did the politicians do? To calm the nerve, they claim and use their media to say they have arrested the killers. Where are their pictures? What are their names? Nothing happened. Right? Then just 2 days ago or 3 days ago, the Nigerian army said they have arrested the people who killed people in that church at Owo. Do you want to know how they arrested them? They arrested 5 of them. They arrested them inside an hotel, inside Owo, where they received a security report that the terrorists who killed people inside our church, they have been living inside the hotel in Owo town. Hey! I've never heard of that before in my life, ever. Boko Haram, ISWAP, they killed over 100 people in a church in Owo. Everyone in Owo is mad, angry, looking for them. They sent soldiers to make sure that people didn't go into the forest to look for them. Then 2 months after that, the terrorists have been living inside the hotel, inside Owo. Ha! Deberu Olorun. Look una dey fear God. Fear God, though. The worst part, since people are so mad and so angry with the level of insecurity in Yoruba land right now, and they are saying it out to the politicians, and they're like, it's getting out of hand, and if it should get out of hand, they are going to have to defend themselves, this and that, blah 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 blah. So we need to make sure that we use the media to douse the tension. How do we do that? Number one, we have arrested the people who kill people in Owo 2 months ago. They were enjoying their lives inside the hotel in Owo. In fact, it was a Yoruba man who gave them that hotel. We have arrested him too. And they have confessed. They said they were the ones who just went in. Why did they keep people inside Owo? Here is the confusion, and it is deliberate. The confusion is that the chief of defense staff, Irabo, who announced that they have arrested the people who kill people in Owo, right? He said they arrested ISWAP members who carried out Owo massacre. And 5 of them have confessed. We arrested them at a property, a motel, inside Owo town. And we have also arrested the person who gave them the room. How about now? Hare? Shena so una desperate to keep Yoruba as part of this killing field? That won't make sense to you. Does that make any sense to you? Boko Haram, they inside hotel, 2 months after killing 100 people in the same town. They come dey inside hotel. Doing what? Waiting for another operation. Haba now. Haba. So that is why I didn't believe it. I took my time to look into what they said. They now release names. Ladies and gentlemen, the names of ISWAP terrorists that they claim to have arrested inside our church. As those who, our hotel. As those who kill people inside our church. Ladies and gentlemen, they are from Middle Belt, Kogi, Benue. They see what's not they see? They see, yeah, exactly. So that's how you see that something is a lie. You remember when they said that IPOB broke into Owerri prison, and we quickly came out and said, how? Since Hopeless Unzodigba became governor of Imo State, they have relocated the killer squad of Nigeria military, police, DSS to Owerri. How can you say IPOB came into town to come and break into federal prison? They no get any member locked up in Owerri prison. IPOB has nobody there that they locked up, right? So suddenly they came, governor's house, where they have all the weapons they need to protect the governor. It's just 5 minutes walk, not drive, walk from the prison. The police headquarters in Owerri is just about a 7 minute walk from the prison. The military barracks, military post outside Owerri is just 20 minutes drive to the prison. So IPOB that they brought in helicopters, brought in armor tanky, brought in soldiers and everybody, shooting and killing people in Olu, Izombe, and all those places in Imo State. So this almighty IPOB walked into Imo State, Owerri. Inside Owerri headquarters, they can't go straight into prison. They did not shoot any prison warden, and the prison warden didn't shoot back. They broke in, and they stood, they were there for 4 hours, and when they were done, before they released all the prisoners, they did a devotion. In the morning, early in the morning, I will rise and praise the Lord. Prisoner do praise and worship for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Everybody can't disappear. Nobody, no police, not even the government house, not the military. IPOB, where they go inside the forest, ESN, you are going into forest to look for. Then they inside your city for 4.5 hours. And nobody responded. That's a lie. This one a lie. It no fly. I said it here. Maiyegun, you need to be careful. You need to be careful of defending these people. You don't know the IPOB. I live in Owerri. I know them very well. Somebody where they live for Frankfurt in Germany was telling me about, I live in Owerri, Maiyegun. I'm an Igbo man. I know what IPOB are doing there. I know this. They are capable. That is somebody living in Gibraltar and in India. Tell me you are living in Owerri when you are not living in, tell me you are not living in Owerri when you are not living in Owerri, without telling me that you are not living in Owerri. I said, does this make any sense? Shana collaboration between IPOB, ESN, and Nigerian Army, DSS, whether they pay people, that they give them promotion. You don't understand. If you kill anyone in Eastern Nigeria as a soldier, if you tell them, say, an IPOB member, they will give you promotion. They are killing innocent people, getting promotion for it. Now, God knows how many of them that they said came to town. How come nobody responded? Because it was a lie. Now, them break into their prison. Now, only them have the capacity to break prison. The government of Nigeria and the terrorists they have been protecting. Those are the two people who have the capacity to break into prison unchallenged. There's nobody from southern Nigeria that has the capacity to break into any prison, anywhere. You will die. Now, forget it. This is a suicide mission. So it was the same thing anywhere, everywhere. We can tell when they push their lies, and then when you, possibly as a one Nigerianist, when their lies kind of suit your bias, then you can throw everything into the wind and say you are doing it for one Nigeria. No, you're not doing anything for one Nigeria. Come on. So the only people who respect themselves and respect other people are mostly the nationalists. Do you get that? Yoruba nationalists are people who are more interested about Yoruba's progress, policy, governance, rules, commerce, law and order, safety, security, defense, as they say, education, healthcare, infrastructure, things that impact lives. And that is why when they realize that Nigeria is just the stumbling block in front of all of that, as a nationalist, right, you will never lie to yourself and say you want to save Nigeria when you know you can't. It's like a Yoruba man saying, I want to go and save the Igbos. Oh, I'm a Yoruba man. Oh, yeah, vote for me. I'm going to save all of you Hausas. I'm going to save the Fulanis. I'm going to save all the 250 ethnic nationalities. I understand all of you. I understand your language. I understand your feelings. I heard you. Oh, I came to your town when I can barely only speak just my language, Yoruba language. The moment I get outside that my space, then I have to speak in English. Even that too has its own audience. Because there are some places where I also have to monitor or watch the type of English I speak, or else I will completely be speaking to the wall. What kind of a country is that? I mean, so if I tell you I want to save Nigeria, don't believe me, oh. I have always been a nationalist, for those who know very well. Maiyegun. And I chose that name. I chose that name so specially because I want to make this life meaningful, peaceful for you by telling you how you will be able to make it easier for yourself, your thought, your mind, and everything that crosses what you process and all that. They are what you will become. And as a nationalist, as I will call myself all the time, I will stand for Yoruba anytime. But you will not make people stand for Yoruba because the rogues who never stood for anything Yoruba in their life, but opportunists who have bare Yoruba, I'm a Yoruba man, but they've never really stood for Yoruba. Nobody stood for Yoruba land like the set of those who actually got the independence for Nigeria then. They got a great deal for Yoruba land. That deal gave us the best foundation for education, the best foundation for healthcare, infrastructure, community building, collective hard work, responsibility, shared responsibility, and the shared success as well. It was our foundation, 1954 to 1963. 9 years, ladies and gentlemen. They were the glorious years when those who negotiated when they were negotiating for Nigeria, those who represented the Yorubas and other ethnic nationalities in Yoruba land, they got the best deal. 100% in charge of your everything. Everyone afterward has become beggar at the expense of the millions of the people. You know that. I know that. So as a nationalist, you should never be interested in Nigeria as somebody who wants to save Nigeria. If you have any job at all as a Yoruba man, your job, your energy should be towards saving what is left of Yoruba land from what Nigeria has done to us. Not join them and pretend that this year, one nation, one nation. Me, Maiyegun. Somebody came here and said, you see this Maiyegun? Is it not this same Maiyegun that doesn't like the Igbos? And others are like, you the Chris. If you come here now, you say, this Maiyegun doesn't like the Hausas. You will see Hausas, who are like followers of Maiyegun. Okay? Some of them don't agree with me. They will reply you and say, shut up your mouth, John. If you're looking for somebody where, if you are from any part of Nigeria, there is a story for you. There is always a story to connect you on MaiyegunsDiary Politico to get you thinking. No matter where you belong to, or where you come from, there's always a story for you to connect with on MaiyegunsDiary Politico that will get you to say, man, this country, man, I don't understand. Yes, I can make you think. And in fact, I can make you understand too. But when you look at yourselves, the Buhari Deans, the Buhari Diderins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ngoziaris, the Unnekaharis, the Unnamdiaris, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the ombud slaves, Facebook bandits, social media adsmen, the cyberbarians, even your premium Buhari idiots. I'm talking about your uncles and aunties abroad, the Muhammadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers. They would agree with you and say, we don't like Maiyegun. We wish he is seeing things the way we are seeing things, so that we can build one Nigeria together. But you would agree with me that there is nothing one, united, patriotic about the foundation of Nigeria. And you are the product of that foundation. The level of hate. I don't even come here to, I give people names. That's the most I can do. I don't want to come here and start spewing things that make you feel like, this guy is hateful. No. Even at that, some people, even if I say good morning, you will see the one Nigerian and say, hey, don't attack us. So you see now, is he attacking us? So I have that all the time. But they will never tell you that I'm vile or anything. They've tried to pin down me. But now people from your own side will come there and say, you did crazy. You know the look face. This is Maiyegun. Are you mad? Because I asked myself, I said, one Nigerianist, the language, the threats you have, for yourselves, they don't portray you as loving, caring brothers and sisters. No. So when I look around and I see those who are who are supposed to be Yorubas becoming agitated. We're going to leave Yoruba nation for now, Jare. Yeah, we need to. Why are you deceiving yourselves? Why? Anyway, I just thought I should tell you that instead of gaslighting yourselves, setting yourselves up, threatening yourselves, intimidating yourselves, and even hurting yourselves, or possibly killing yourselves. Some of you are going to kill yourselves anyway. All for what? For one Nigeria. There are so many people also lost almost everything in 2014, 2015. They can't live now, they regret them. For every one of you jumping up and down, you won't save Nigeria. You won't save Nigeria. You think you love Nigeria. You don't. You don't love Nigeria. Honestly speaking, you don't. We're all trapped in it right now. Okay? I'm still Nigerian. Wherever I go now, I have to present my passport as Nigerian, right? So even tomorrow, if I have to choose another country and become a citizen of another country, okay? If I have to come to Nigeria, right? I'm still going to be what? I'm still going to be coming to Yoruba land, which is part of Nigeria. So everything, every of their law, the madness, the craze and everything, is still going to be applicable to me. Isn't it? But you as a Yoruba man, right? You're going to use all your energy, your resources, everything, your dirty mouth and everything, right? You will attack those you attack in the name of one Nigeria. Okay? Including your brothers and sisters who are telling you independence, self-determination, sovereign and all that are more beneficial to you than what Nigeria would ever offer you. Right? I'll speak mine, and I hope maybe someday, soon, this my message is going to be closer to you more than you think. Because people said, if you are Yoruba nationalists, how come that we are not seeing you giving us those alternatives that makes it easier for us to evade the temptation of trying to keep one Nigeria? Well, you would see us. We are there, very close to you. And sometimes experience, they say, is the best teacher, don't they? So if this is going to be an experience for you that will make you see through, makes you see through the light that says, now liars, deceivers, manipulators are those telling you that there's something called patriotism or love, unity, and all that associated with Nigeria. Now, so it's a matter of time. You will come to that senses as well. And when you do, Yeah, when you do, you will realize why people like Maiyegun felt like we can respect ourselves. I mean, we can live, we can live together if we respect ourselves. Respecting ourselves include letting the indigenous people set their own rules. As for Peter Obi and his own supporters, one of the reasons why Lagos Abobakus don't like me, okay, I'll tell you, is that they believe that as a Yoruba man that I am, yeah, I have a soft spot for Peter Obi. I don't. Sincerely, I don't. In fact, see, how do I put that too? The fact that we know in hierarchy, right? Currently, the people in charge of Nigeria, destroying Nigeria, killing Nigerians, killing Biafrans, killing Yorubas, killing everyone, kidnapping people. The people in charge of that are APC, Egbekegbe. So everyone associated with them is responsible for everything going on in Nigeria right now, 100%. Then the second one is PDP, people destroying people. Without them, you will not have APC, which is true. So therefore, APC is PDP, PDP is APC. But what about Peter Obi and Dati? They are from PDP. Here is where the whole thing got mixed up. So that's why I said I am not one of you. I'm not in any way, I'll come to that, by the way. You see that Peter Obi own, you would have to look beyond him and see those who are actually the forces using Peter Obi as their own shield, or let me say as their own key for what they call the political revolution. They are from the young people that PDP, APC laughed at, mocked at, killed, and denied their death. When I say APC, PDP, in 2020, as APC, Egbekegbe, and the Nigerian military, as they are killing innocent young men and women across APC states, okay? So were they killing the young men and women in PDP states? Two of those prominent states, one, in fact, I'll start with one. Yeah, two of the prominent states are Imo and Rivers State. Wike, he used the cover of NSAS to do his own ethnic cleansing in Obigbo. If you remember, it was during the NSAS. And PDP Vuvuzelas, they defended him. They found they blamed IPOB, blamed all of that, and all those people killed. They were killed and they never got any justice. PDP, APC. Now, the victims and their family and all of them, when you look at the Peter Obi, you will see the frustrated, hungry, sometimes ignorant, or many times, life experience have taught them that this is their life. But so they believe that Peter Obi is their own chance of cutting their own pound of flesh, right? From those who believe that they own them for life. PDP, APC. So to me, there are also disgruntled politicians from APC, PDP, who are joining them in labor. But the real force where they see, now those young people. We can call them deluded and all of that, but they are angry. They are upset. They want to show something, even if they are going to, but whatever. Now them did behind that movement, Abi. So because of that, to me, I am now interested. Not interested in support, because you don't need my support. There's nothing I can really do for you. But I'll tell you why I'm interested. So to me, it means that before this Peter Obi, you see that NSAS. Some of these people, where they do NSAS back then, some of them, they became prominent. Some of them even got verified on Twitter, verified on Facebook. They became celebrity, right? They are getting this, attention here and there. My election is here. The people that said, Soros, okay, let us Soros, okay, and all of that. All these Soros, okay, ladies and gentlemen. You know me, I told you, I'm one of the greatest troll, or should you say troll or spy on social media. I'm almost everywhere, but you will never see me. Right? Omo, people will do NSASO. Nigeria is terrible. We must deal with our leaders. Our leaders Buhari must go. Omo, they don't take job for APC, PDP. They are about to start promoting Tifnumbu and Atifku. So that's how it could have been. But what happened? These people found an energy in what they call Obi movement. So to them, now NSAS part 2. So let them enjoy it. Because you know why? Me personally believe that now you can say Wahala Deo. Because even APC, PDP are now gaslighting them, setting them up, threatening them. Okay? Because they've become a threat to the comfortable PDP, APC. Even though they believe that they can't win, they believe that Peter Obi forget it, they can't win any election. But it's now obvious that they have become a threat. So to somebody like me, obviously I too like violence, so you know what I mean. I know to like this social media violence, as they will say. Violence. But I enjoy the violence I see between the people destroying people, between the Buhari idiots, and then the obedient. I don't know why. I kind of like calling you obedient, but people don't like that. So I'll stick to obedient because I'm telling you why I like you now. If you are an obedient, and you see me post about Kolu, I know many of you will come there and do kiki. But you see, the APC, Egbekegbe supporters, they hate me for it. Then when I go, they fight to myself, But I like that. Before it would have been PDP, APC, but now it's not that. Now I watch PDP, APC, can't they take beatings from Peter Obi Labour? And it's very fun to watch. It is. This whole thing is a charade to me. I am not relevant to any of it. But I enjoyed it because I saw them butchered you. I saw them deny same. I saw them promoted the killers. In that Nigeria, and I saw those who shouted, Sorosoke. They started shouting, Emilokon. I'm like, Jesus. Lady Gaga. You don't change it to, you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm not giving excuses. We need to join them. We need to share Natinubu order the killing. Share Natinubu be Buhari. Share this and that. I say, okay. NSAS, you don't forget NSAS. Others said, because of this, Atifku we no say PIM during the time that they were killing Nigerians. So it is a PIM. He ran to where? He ran to Dubai. But you see, NSAS people, they're already taking money and all of that. They want to promote Atifku to come and explain to you. And from nowhere, it can't be like saying me we like violence, as I said. Baba, Peter Obi people just come from nowhere, like say nowhere. They took over everywhere, like say, Omo, PDP, APC, no deal. Who can't they complain? APC, PDP. Omo, your dramas are so fun to see. You don't understand? They're so fun to see. You now see PDP, they complain about Labour Party. You see APC, they complain about Peter Obi. Say, this one is fun to see you. Even though it's not fun to see when you start killing yourself, so because it's going to get to that anyway. It's going to get to that. So now you see the Sorosoke, as they call themselves. Now they have a chance of staging an upset. So which can't be my own interest? Somebody like me. Interest, I don't they lose. As it be so, if all of you, whether you are for Peter Obi, I don't know how many of you are going to see this video, okay? But I want you to remember this, okay? The reason why I like you, the Peter Obi, and then, obedient and all of that is because you are just like the nemesis I prayed for. Not because I know if you are going to win or not, but I'll tell you something. It is good, to see you crawl into the skin, under the skins of APC, bigots, PDP, thieves, to crawl under their skins and help us expose their bigotry of one Nigeria. Somebody like me, I'm a diary. I keep the record. Okay? I keep the record. In 5 years' time, you're going to come back here and see all of this. Okay? Just like everything that happened 7 years ago. If you go into MaiyegunsDiary Politico, you see everything from when they happened. Abi? So to somebody like me, for somebody like myself, collecting all this violence together, right? You are the nemesis. So if by chance, you can't do your revolution as they do it now, Omo, they can't say Peter Obi win. Hey! You go come be like say it change from one era to you, to one another abi. No, that's not just that. Or let's say they can't say your Peter Obi want to win is winning, as many of you will turn to party agent abi. They can't use abracadabra as usual. I want to see something. How una go react? Whether everybody will just run, go enter in mama bed. So that me, I will come here and say, hey, come out to soldier, don't go. We're gonna come out to they don't steal on a mandate to and all of that stuff. How is it gonna be? There's so much. Okay. But I have no stake. I have nothing in it. All right. I have no role to help you in any way. In fact, I am more interested in everything coming into that then watch how you're going to react to it. Because as we speak now, waiting on a day cook. By the time you get to December, I have told you, some of you are going to be walking about with your own AK-47. Where you go to hide enough. Because to walk about and say, I am for Jagaban, I am a Jagabandit, you feel collect the level of hate speech, fake news, manipulations and lies that all of you are going to cook against yourselves, all because you want to save one Nigeria that the gatekeepers have already shared. Don't worry. It can always sound like, a hell of so much to take in. Don't worry. Even if not just 10 minutes on, enter your head. I have passed my own message. I am not an hypocrite. I am not voting in your election. I don't even have any chance to vote, and I'm not going to make any effort to. Because I won't participate in a charade presented as a saving grace for Nigeria when it is not. I would not be part of something that will validate the status quo disguised as a new thing. But I'm also never going to stand on your way. But I can tell you something. If anything is going to change at all, just at all, then there must be a change in the way we do them. But if there is no change, just remember this. For every of your own action or inaction, also is your open, transparent hypocrisy. And as a Nigerian, you can only you can only function somehow by living in your own hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is that you know it, I know it. Nigeria can be peaceful, safe, if you are allowed to handle your own affairs separately. Everyone will respect the territorial integrity of every land they walk into. You will obey them. You will follow their rules. You won't create problems. And people can respect and live together that way. But Nigeria is not guaranteeing us that. Just promising us lies and lies and lies and lies. Then you make up the rest. That is where your hypocrisy lies. If you have a problem, with what do you call it? If you have a problem with an Igbo man becoming the president of Nigeria, right? Well, then why do you want Nigeria? If you have a problem with a Yoruba man becoming a president of Nigeria, right? Then you have a problem that you don't have a one Nigeria. Here is the two. If you want to use one brush because of your election to paint and brush the entire race, for example, because Peter Obi want to be president of Nigeria, therefore, you must blacklist and name everyone that stands with him as Igbo. Or just because of your own ethnic bias, which you love to deny, a Tifnumbu Kolu, who wants to be president of Nigeria, for you to manage or hide your hypocrisy behind, I'm just being honest, then you see Tifnumbu, everyone who is supporting Tifnumbu, as Yorubas. So if you see those supporting Tifnumbu as people with a low mentality in your own bigotry, forgetting the fact that you also have Igbo supporting that same Tifnumbu and Yorubas supporting that same Peter Obi without looking at the tribe in this case. So there are people who don't look at that tribe, so to say. So you can hide your bigotry and paint the entire Yoruba people as Tifnumbu, or look at Peter Obi and paint the entire people who followed him as, as Igbos. That's the bigotry I'm talking about. That is your own ethnic bias I'm talking about. Enough to show to you that if a conference is called today, that everyone should come in and speak their mind. And the politicians in Nigeria are completely locked out. Lock them away. Make selection from the people themselves. Over 250 ethnic nationalities. Ask them, do they want Nigeria? Whatever their answer is what you get to know if Nigeria is real or not. But take it from me, more than 90% of them, they would rather be on their own. Or they would rather the entire map is redrawn, where people belong to where they are wanted. You know what I mean? I'll stop there. And thank you for spending your evening with me again. So if you have been with me this long, all you can do in a moment is like the broadcast, share it. And then subscribe if you haven't, before I see you some other time. I wanted to take phone calls earlier, but I am going to pen that 10 now. I will take us some other time. Okay. But as it stands, I wanted to believe that if there is a reason why Yoruba nation is going to be a tough job, a tough nut to crack, it is not because of any others other than the Yorubas themselves. You educated Yorubas speaking grammars to defend Nigeria, speaking grammars and writing things just to make you deny Yoruba land. One day you're going to regret it. You are going to regret the opportunity you didn't take. And that opportunity is what? To stand up, stand firm for real, and use your own God-given, gift and so on to push the agenda that genuinely represents your identity. Not this battle for relevance, battle for power all over Nigeria that serves no purpose, no one but the people that are fighting and pushing for them, while the millions of us would have, to live through a state-sponsored profiling, so to say, that made us second-class citizens in our supposed country. Okay? I'm looking forward to a day I'm going to be able to drive, for example, from Glasgow to London. It's about 630 kilometers. I'm going to drive that someday, and hopefully I'm going to stream it and say, with respect, Yoruba land can be safe and protected by the Yorubas with adequate equipment and supply and support. But Nigeria will never let that happen for a reason you all know. So if you want to fight for Nigeria and dump Yoruba land, it's good that you are not going to be denigrating that same land because that's who you are. You are a Yoruba man. You are a Biafran, so to say. Yeah, you are an Igbo man, a woman. You should never downgrade that or underrate that just because you want to claim your one Nigeria. Nigeria is still there. We are all still in it until a decision is made that will peacefully allow everyone to live and live peacefully, right? Yeah, we are still part of Nigeria, so to say. Everything that happened there still affects us until we say no more. But ask yourselves, between Nigeria, Biafra, Yoruba nation, even Arewa Republic, which would you prefer? Represents you, respects you, protects you, or care for you? Which would you think would would be preferable? I will always choose Yoruba. And that's why I told people, I said, MaiyegunsDiary Politico is like your, it is like your education plug, a place where you get to know how they play their politics in Nigeria and why they are so mean and heartless towards the people they claim to be representing. MaiyegunsDiary Politico can help you with that. And at the same time, it can also help you find clarity if you choose not to ever be part of that charade. How, why, and how do you kind of cope without having to be under this illusion of one Nigeria? We're doing that a lot. And that's what I actually encourage you that on MaiyegunsDiary Politico, the purpose is to let you know that if Nigeria has been manipulating us, many of us, some of us have seen through the lies, and we believe that if we have a choice, we will choose freedom, independence, Yoruba nation. So MaiyegunsDiary Politico present that opportunity where everyone has a chance of reviewing everything enough or participating in every topic until or anyone that actually concerns you more until you have a clarity, right? To know that a Yoruba man has no reason to hate an Igbo man. An Igbo man has no reason to hate an Hausa man or even fight him off, if not because of Nigeria. And Nigeria existed because of this hate and division. If you break it up, yeah, we will respect ourselves, okay? Yorubas will respect others will respect Yorubas, and you will be dignified as a citizen, better than what Nigeria is offering us today. We deserve it. And if somebody says that's too much, I would understand. How many of us have really enjoyed their freedom for real, experienced it for real, unchecked, unmonitored, like free? How many of us? We are not many who have actually experienced what freedom can feel like. So it's now left to many of us who have seen the light, never to shy away from it or never to milk the system. In other words, join them since you can't beat them. If we can save ourselves, we can save others. So thank you for your time once again. Right? It's called Rabu Rousing. Oh, Maiyegun, I didn't get the last part where you said you don't need to get it. The one you got, right? Keep that and make sure it's never lost on you, okay? And the part you didn't get, you are likely going to get it better when you watch it again. I'm going to see you some other time. And hopefully, my friends, tomorrow is Friday, the next is Saturday. If I'm not on tomorrow, I will be on. I'll try and be on Saturday. If I'm not going to be on Saturday, I would like to be on tomorrow. Don't mind me. I'm saying this to the regular viewers of MaiyegunsDiary Politico to keep this, right? Because I'm going to be in London. I'm going to be in London, this coming week. And being in London will take a lot of my time, which means I will likely miss out in any of our broadcasts. So you should join me the next time you see me, right? And that could be on the road. So thank you once again for your time. I have some clips I wanted to share with you earlier. Time won't let me anymore. But I enjoy just talking for that straight 2 hours. It feels better. I'll see you some other time. And good night.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí Facebook
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
kí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí fa
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
òkúra olóṣèlú
Maiyegun máa wí.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀ súnra kì
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
ha kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.